Welcome back. I'm your host, Clint Jackson, and this is the Let's Talk Sports podcast presented by FO Film Division. And today we'll be touching on a few topics, taking a look at the Raheem Morris hire, the Atlanta Hawks not making any moves at the trade deadline, and the Super Bowl. Starting off with the first topic, which has been a hot topic here around these parts, and that's the Raheem Morris hire. I'll start with my personal opinion on the hire, and then we'll get into some opinions of the community, fan base, and ownership. My personal view on Raheem Morris and him becoming Atlanta's first black head coach without the interim title, and that is because he took over for Dan Quinn back in 2020, and you could see then maybe he should have gotten the job when they hired Arthur Smith. But ultimately, he went on to LA and won a championship there in 22. But I really like the fact we went with a guy that's a player's coach and also understands the culture that is Atlanta. Being from Atlanta and going to games, I see the fans turning out, win, lose, or draw. And it makes me feel good about this hire. Something tells me Raheem is going to do great things for the team and the city. However, the community has mixed feelings on the choice. Some wanted Belichick, others wanted Harbaugh, and some fans in the city, they have no clue as to what they want in a coach because for some people in Atlanta, going to a Falcons game isn't about the team at all. It's an opportunity for some to show off their Sunday's best or boast their status amongst the social gallivants. So to those people, no one cares what you think because you'll just show up on Sunday with no idea what a true fan is going through, watching their team being close but still falling short. And then you have the ownership, Mr. Blank. He's spoken out about the decision himself and what he had to say about all the rumors around Belichick wanting full control and decision making in terms of personnel and staffing is not true. It's not why we didn't hire Belichick. It's just simply boiled down to the fact Raheem was a better fit and choice. And back to my personal thoughts. It could have been a make it right moment for Mr. Blank or maybe not, but that's all speculative. And we tend to think a black coach in Atlanta was needed. Now, it has nothing to do with race in terms of the success of the team. It's just about the culture of the city. Football in Atlanta, Georgia is very huge, and I don't think people really understand that. I also work in a recruitment process helping young student athletes, and this is serious business here. But all in all, it's good having Raheem as the head coach, and I look forward to seeing what he can build with the current roster and the offseason acquisitions. Really quick, if you find this content to be entertaining or informative, please like, comment, and share. This greatly helps out the channel and continues to allow us to keep bringing you the best in sports talk podcast. Moving right along to the Hawks not making any moves at the trade deadline, even though there were multiple reports about the immense interest in DeJounte Murray. The Hawks held on to the team's second highest scorer, having 21 points per game. And I understand the decision on keeping a player like DeJounte because he helps the team and he also plays good defense. That being, me going out to some Hawks game and seeing the roster competing with some of today's NBA top teams on any night. You got star players like Trae Young. You got improved players like Okongwu and Jalen Johnson. Role players like Bogdanovich and Hunter. And in the bench, you got Bay, Mills. You got something special. But it also eludes me as to why the Hawks are 10th in the conference when over the last 5 days looked great and early in the season, it wasn't so pretty. Down the stretch, they have a chance to improve and make the postseason, and they do that keeping all the guys together. That appears to be getting better chemistry, starting to put on a display against the league's better teams. And lastly, the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 58 to be more specific. We have the San Francisco 49ers facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs and the newly touted GOAT, in Patrick Mahomes, who will be leading his team in his fourth Super Bowl in the last 5 years. Now, this game was nothing short of what I expected. Both defenses played great and both teams' offenses struggled in the first half, only scoring a total of 13 points in a game most thought would be high scoring. But the person that stood out most to me and who always seems to get a little spark in key moments is Patrick Mahomes. Being named Super Bowl 58 MVP and third career Super Bowl MVP, there's a lot I can say about this kid, but I'll keep it short. He's simply amazing. The Tom Brady-like star of today's NFL. I saw the changing of the guard being passed on to Mahomes from Brady, and I couldn't agree more. With the way this guy exemplifies excellence on and off the field, he's clean cut, positive, and someone that genuinely loves this game. And it shows. When you see the little spark in his eye, the extra pep in his step when he's trailing, the tongue out like Jordan, oh yeah, it's time to go get it. And he does every time. He goes and he gets it. He makes it happen for his team, the fan base of Kansas City. But let's not forget about the Niners, who was close but couldn't get the job done. They played exceptionally well and just couldn't seal the deal. But I have no doubt that whatever the reason Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers couldn't get over the hump in these big moments may be, I'm sure they'll figure it out and return to greatness that is San Francisco football. This has been another installment of the Let's Talk Sport podcast. I'm your host, Clint Jackson, signing off. Until next time, goodbye.